Hi, I'm Bob Veazey, and I'm excited to welcome you to Christian Ethics. It's one of my favorite classes to teach. Christian Ethics is a fun class. We're going to be dealing with the ideas, what the vision is, our worldview, our Christian worldview. We're going to take a look at that. We're going to see what the norms are and where the boundaries are. It is a fluid class. It's going to change sometimes. This video is kind of an introduction video. It's for students, but also if you're a parent, it can be helpful to you too. So let's get started and with our time with our video here at Christian Ethics. Now, the first thing is I've told you I'm Reverend Bob Veazey, and so we are in Christian Ethics. Now, the first thing we want to talk about is what is the study of ethics? What is the study of ethics? Well, ethics is the philosophy that involves, systematically depending upon and recommending concepts of right and wrong conduct. So we want to talk about the right and wrong conduct. And the term is derived from the ancient Greeks. It means habit or custom, and that's why we call it ethics. So it's our habits or our custom. Now, Christian ethics defines our virtuous behavior, and it also defines wrong behavior from a Christian perspective. Okay, from systematic theological study of Christian ethics is also called moral theology. And so just to give you a better idea of this. Now, ethics is going to be the standard of conduct in which we identify ourselves. It's standard of conduct which is generally agreed upon from the culture, from the norm. It's empowering our professionals to promote moral value through their work. Okay, so how do we do moral value through our work with a standard of conduct? The study of ethics is important, and one of the reasons we do that is because it allows humans to distinguish moral value, right and wrong, from other types of values in their everyday life. And the truth of the matter is, you as teenagers and as parents are attacked on a daily basis with our moral values. And so we're going to be talking about how do we do that in Christian ethics. Now, students are going to be expected to do several things, okay? First, to participate in classroom discussions. And we want to try to do that as openly as possible and to be available for that. Also, they need to make sure you complete your homework and in-class assignments. You're going to be needing to make sure you do all the readings. There will be scripture readings, periodicals, videos that may be given to you that you have to read, or, a little video segment or news or a story, those types of things. You're going to be writing opinion papers, research papers, and essays on various assignments, depending upon what unit we happen to be on. And then you're going to be examined on material discussed in class and the readings, tests and examinations. Okay. Now, what are we talking about? When we talk about our worldview, this is the point that I want us to make, and we're going to be dealing with this. You see, we all have different worldviews. And I want to say right now from the get-go, you as a human being have worldviews, and you have certain worldviews. And those worldviews are going to affect your values, how you have values and how you deal with things. And those values are going to affect your behavior. And so if we were to look at your behavior and your values, we could determine your worldview. And so that's what we're going to be trying to deal with, is this is going to show us what the ethics and the worldview of different folks are and how we deal with those as Christian people. Now, we're going to be studying some of the following issues, okay? And this is just a brief, now, let me say this. This is just a brief overview of a syllabus. I have a syllabus. is actually on this page, on this unit, the introductional unit to Moodle. And so you can find the syllabus there. You can find a parent letter there. You can find my late policy there. Several things that are already there. And actually, you'll find this this video, but also the PowerPoint that we're looking at right here will also be placed there. So it kind of gives you an idea. But here's some of the things that we're going to be involved in. Okay, developing a Christian worldview. We're going to be talking about how that happens and where that comes from. We'll talk about immigration, both legal and illegal immigration. That's a biggie today, in today's time. Terrorism and the war on terror. We've still seen terror groups and that. We're still engaged in the longest war that this nation has ever been involved in. We'll talk about creation, caring for God's creation and his environment, and having dominion over that. And what does that actually mean? That's what we kind of want to talk about. What does it actually mean to have dominion? We're looking at this Christ in creation from a different perspective, a worldview that's a Christian worldview. We'll talk about gun violence and what's going on in our world with living in the political correct times, some of the issues that are dealing with political correctness. We'll talk about abortion, euthanasia. We'll deal with new biotechnologies and cloning, stem cell research, those types of things. And then same-sex relationships, homosexuality, how that affects us in our world today. Some of the other issues, marriage, family, cohabitation, divorce. We'll talk about the problems of evil, suffering, death, suicide, poverty, entertainment, pop culture. We'll also get into social media on this and the political worldviews, church and state. How are they separated, or are they separated? And then we'll even talk at the end of the class is being a Christian even relevant in today's world? And we'll give you tactics on being able to use your Christian worldview in a post-Christian culture. Okay. Now, one of the things that I want, and if you were not in class on the first day, you know that I wanted you to go in and enroll on Moodle, and you should have already done that. But if you are a parent, this is how they did that. They went in, rolled on Moodle, they went to the Bible class, they went to me, they went to Christian ethics, and then under the user settings, they self-enrolled. Now, some information. Okay. One, this is my cell phone number. Okay. And I want all my students to put it in their phone. Now, parents, you can put it in your phone too. Okay. So enter it into your phone. This is Reverend VC's cell phone number, 478-731-3313. Now, I give everybody this cell phone number, but we do have a rule. Here's the rule. When you text me, make sure you say who you are if you text. Reverend VC. This is Jimmy. So I know who I'm talking to. 2, never text me after 9 o'clock at night or before 7 o'clock in the morning. Now, but you can text at other times, in between that time. So not after 9 o'clock, not sure what you're doing after 9, but I'm getting ready to go to bed. And I don't want to deal with anything like text or related work before 7 o'clock in the morning. So as long as we keep that, we're cool, we're kosher, and we're good to go. Now, I do want you as students to enter a couple of apps to your phones. And I want you to put notifications on. I want the CNN app. You can go and find the CNN News app, the Fox News app, and then USA Today. These are kind of 3 different varieties. One of them you might say liberal, one of them you might say conservative, and another one kind of in the middle of the road. And so I want you to do this because it is a fluid class. And so I want you to load those 3 apps on your phone for this class. And as I've said, it's a fluid class. And by doing this, you'll get notifications on issues that are going on in the world. And that way we can talk about them in class. And so I want you to put it on your phones. It is amazing to me because I'll have students walk into class and they'll say, hey, coach, hey, did you know such and such happened? Those kind of things. And so we want to deal with those is in real time. And especially as we're in a political year and we have an election, a presidential election. We have 2 United States senators being elected. We have a mayoral election. We have a lot of things that are going on here that are going to be fun to deal with in Christian ethics. And so I want you to have those things on your phone so that we can talk about them in class. Now, let's talk about cell phone policies. Now, cell phone policies, as you know, cell phones and smart watches. Many of you have smart watches. They are not permitted on you physically. So when you walk into the class, when you walk into my class, what you'll do when you walk in, you'll take your cell phone, and if you have a smartwatch, take your smartwatch off, and you will place it into the pouch by the door, which is what your seat number is. And your seat number will coincide with that pouch by the door. And then at the end of class, you pick it up and you go home. Right, actually, or go back to the next class, because it'll be right during our cleaning period, because of COVID, this year we're going to do a lot of cleaning, and so you can pick those up during the cleaning period too, so that you'll be ready to go. Okay? Now, phones are going to be collected. I've already said this from everybody, and that's in the student handbook. Now, let's talk about my late policy. This is important. Assignments submitted are due if they are submitted after the assigned date. There's a 20% reduction each day that it's late. And that includes Saturdays, Sundays, and school holidays. Because we're doing everything online, you're going to be submitting it online. There is no reason for you to be late. And those have to be in, on time, in Moodle. And you'll be submitting in Moodle. We'll talk about that. But you'll submit everything into Moodle, because the Turnitin software is going to read everything just like before. You're not going to have to turn it in to turn it in. You're going to be turning it into Moodle, but it'll still be reading everything to make sure that we can help you with any, issues of, that could come up. Okay? Now, everything will be assigned as long as we're in school physically. It'll be due at 8:15 or at the beginning of school, like a Wednesday if it's late start, 8:50. But normally 8:15 every day. Doesn't matter what period class you're in. That's the due time. Due time is there. Okay? All right. Let's one more thing, and we'll be through. Some class rules. Okay. Always tell me the truth. Never lie. There is no reason for you to lie about anything. Now, class is going to begin when the bell rings, and if you're not in your seat, you are tardy. So don't come in, and try to ask to go to the restroom to avoid being tardy. We have plenty of time between. You've actually had 2 more minutes added to in between times, so that you have plenty of time to do that. Always have with you your tablet, earbuds, and something to write with in class. Always. That is a class rule. And one of the other things, you'll have to have with you, of course, will be a face mask and those types of things during this time of COVID. Okay. Let's go. No, you don't take any pencils or pens or anything from my desk. We're not touching anybody else's things. We don't do that at all. Do not take paper from my printer. Now, never adjust the thermostat under any circumstances. Never ask for a free day. This is kind of my pet peeve. Your parents are not paying, for some babysitting instructions. And so always, we're going to be doing something every day. I'm ready. Bathroom breaks need to be taken by hall passes, but actually during that period of time. We don't need to be disrupting classes at all. Okay, we're ready to go. You'll find some other information on this home sheet right here on Moodle. I'm excited. Anybody have any questions, please get in contact with me. Text me. You have my cell phone number. You can always email me. We're ready to go. It's going to be a great year. It's been a strange year at the beginning, but it's going to be fun. And ethics, Christian ethics, is a great class. So I look forward to being with you. Look forward to teaching you. God bless you, and let's get this going.